In this week's Pianodrop we'll be featuring Bluthner Style 6 by Richard Vosgatter, VacuumTap by Martin Russ, The Endearing Practice Organ by Peter Flint, Putney Attack by Ken Harrison, and Upright 4 Mic Experiment by Thomas Shimak. Bluthner Style 6 by Richard Vosgatter. The old family piano. It comes to me now after the passing of my mother on March 16, 2020. She was diagnosed with ASL 6 months earlier. On that night, she is in her bed, unable to speak, struggling for air. A ventilator pressing oxygen to her failing lungs hisses and puffs. The piano is right next to her and I want to play something for her, but somehow I just can't. I would love this to be a digital memory not only to my mother, but also to that person in your life. I hope it helps. VacuumTap by Martin Russ. I've been experimenting with Decent Sampler, gradually adding more controls and internal complexity, and I decided that I had reached the stage where I would make the same mistake that every other beginner sample creator makes. I would attempt to sample something hitting a piece of metal. VacuumTap is the result. You have 8 velocity layers to play with and 3 different timbres of clang. In addition, there are lots of volume controls for fast percussive samples and slow sustained sounds, and for detuned versions of all of these. Practice Organ by Peter Flint. This Philips transistor organ has lived with us for as long as I can remember and is played regularly by my father when he practices for church services. It's a nostalgic sound for me, especially because it lived above my bedroom, and on many occasions it's been used to wake me up in the morning. I finally found a weekend to take a couple of mics to it and record all of the stops. Now I'm very happy that I can take the sound of this organ around with me wherever I go and can mangle and warp it to my heart's content. I hope that the piano book community finds it useful. Putney Attack by Ken Harrison. In the summer of 1992, I responded to an ad in the Buy and Sell newspaper in southern Ontario, placed by a guy in Oshawa who was selling a VCS-3, fondly known as the Putney. It turned out that he had already sold his VCS-3, but had heard about another one that was for sale in Montreal, and offered to go on a road trip to check it out. I'd been reading lots about it being Brian Eno's secret weapon, and was intrigued by the joystick and the mini patch bay. And it was very hard to resist a synth with a dedicated attack button. Upright Mic 4 Experiment by Thomas Shimak. For this instrument, I sampled our Yamaha C108, which is now over 30 years old. It's in our living room and is played by all family members every day. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, it hasn't seen a piano tuner for a long time. The C7 key has also been broken for years. Miraculously, it works again in its virtual existence.